Mexico is a country that many people associate with vibrant culture, beautiful landscapes, and yes, its proximity to the United States. But in recent years, Mexico has been gaining attention for a different reason: its growing economic power. With a population of over 130 million people and a GDP of more than 1.4 trillion, Mexico has steadily become one of the largest economies in Latin America. But the real question is, could Mexico be the next great global economic power? In this video, we'll explore the factors driving Mexico's rise, the challenges it faces, and whether the country has what it takes to join the ranks of the world's leading economic players. One of the biggest factors in Mexico's economic rise is its geographical location. Situated between the United States and Latin America, Mexico benefits from being part of one of the world's largest free trade areas, the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, USMCA. This agreement has opened up trade routes and investment opportunities that have fueled Mexico's economy. The U.S. is by far Mexico's largest trading partner, with nearly 80% of Mexican exports going north of the border. In 2022, trade between the U.S. and Mexico surpassed $780 billion, making Mexico the United States' second largest trading partner. This close relationship with the U.S. has provided Mexico with a steady demand for its manufactured goods, particularly in industries like automotive production, electronics, and textiles. With the reshoring trend, where companies are moving production back to North America, Mexico's role as a manufacturing hub is only expected to grow. Another key factor driving Mexico's economic potential is its youthful and growing workforce. With a median age of just over 29 years old, Mexico's population is relatively young compared to many other major economies, especially in Europe and East Asia. This demographic advantage means that Mexico has a large and dynamic labor pool that can drive innovation and productivity for years to come. Additionally, the country has been investing in education and infrastructure to improve the quality of its workforce. While challenges remain in education access and inequality, efforts are being made to equip younger generations with the skills needed to compete in the global economy. Foreign investment has also played a crucial role in Mexico's growth. Mexico has become one of the top destinations for foreign direct investment, FDI, in Latin America, attracting billions of dollars each year. In 2022 alone, the country received more than $35 billion in foreign investment, particularly in sectors such as manufacturing, energy, and technology. The country's proximity to the U.S. market, relatively low labor costs, and improving infrastructure have made it an attractive location for multinational companies looking to expand their operations. Additionally, with global supply chains shifting due to trade tensions between the U.S. and China, Mexico has become a viable alternative for companies seeking to diversify their production networks and reduce risks. Mexico's natural resources are another factor contributing to its economic potential. The country is rich in oil, natural gas, and minerals, which have long been central to its economy. Though Mexico's oil production has declined in recent years, the country is still one of the world's top oil producers and has significant untapped reserves. The energy sector is undergoing reform, and new discoveries in oil fields, particularly offshore, could play a key role in Mexico's future economic growth. Moreover, Mexico is also becoming a leader in renewable energy, particularly in solar and wind power, as it looks to diversify its energy sources and reduce its dependence on fossil fuels. But despite these promising signs, Mexico faces several challenges that could hinder its ascent to global economic power. One of the biggest obstacles is inequality. Mexico has one of the highest levels of income inequality in the world, with a large gap between the rich and poor. Around 40% of the population lives below the poverty line, and the benefits of economic growth have not been evenly distributed across the country. While urban areas like Mexico City and Monterrey have thrived, rural regions still struggle with underdevelopment and lack of access to basic services like education and healthcare. For Mexico to truly rise as a global economic power, it will need to address these disparities and ensure that economic gains reach all sectors of society. Corruption is another significant hurdle. Corruption has long plagued Mexico's political and economic systems, affecting everything from government contracts to the judicial system. According to Transparency International's Corruption Perceptions Index, Mexico ranks 126th out of 180 countries in terms of perceived corruption, indicating that it still has a long way to go in improving governance and rule of law. Corruption not only undermines public trust in institutions, but also deters foreign investors who are wary of doing business in environments where the rules are unclear or subject to manipulation. Security issues also remain a major concern for Mexico's economic stability. The ongoing violence and crime related to drug cartels and organized crime have had a profound impact on the country's economy, particularly in terms of tourism and foreign investment. Certain regions of the country have seen a decline in tourism due to safety concerns, and businesses often have to factor in additional costs for security. While the Mexican government has made efforts to combat organized crime, the issue remains a significant challenge for long-term economic growth. Additionally, Mexico's dependence on the U.S. market could pose risks. While the strong trade relationship with the U.S. has been a boon for Mexico, it also makes the country vulnerable to economic downturns or policy changes in its northern neighbor. For example, trade disputes or changes in U.S. immigration policies could negatively impact Mexico's economy. Diversifying its trading partners and reducing its reliance on the U.S. will be important for Mexico as it seeks to position itself as a global economic player. So, can Mexico become the next great economic power? The country has many of the ingredients for success: a strategic location, a young and growing workforce, abundant natural resources, and strong ties to the U.S. market. Mexico is already a major player in Latin America and is poised to increase its influence on the global stage. However, its path to becoming a true global economic powerhouse is not without challenges. Issues like inequality, corruption, security, and over-reliance on the U.S. could prevent Mexico from reaching its full potential. But if the country can address these issues and continue to build on its strengths, it may well find itself climbing the ranks of the world's economic leaders in the coming decades. In conclusion, Mexico's rise as a potential economic power is a complex story with both significant opportunities and notable challenges. While the country has made impressive strides, there is still work to be done to ensure that its economic growth is sustainable and inclusive. The future of Mexico's economy will depend not only on its ability to navigate its internal challenges, but also on how it adapts to a rapidly changing global landscape.